Empty leg private jet deals sound attractive. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they are just a schedule trap with nicer seats. And if you build an important trip around the wrong empty leg, you are not being smart. You are gambling with the calendar. If you want private jet charter explained without the Instagram-rich fantasy, Shazi Wan U Inscrizi, subscribe to JetMaster. This channel is for serious charter buyers who want clarity before they compare options, request quotes, or trust a flight plan. In a moment, I'm going to show you when an empty leg can make sense, when it is a bad idea, and the 5 questions you should ask before you treat one like a real charter solution. Let's start with the basic truth. An empty leg is not a magical private jet discount. It is usually an aircraft repositioning flight. The aircraft needs to move from one airport to another without passengers. Maybe it is going to pick up the next client. Maybe it is returning to base. Maybe it is moving into position for another trip. If your travel need matches that movement, you may be able to book the flight at a reduced price. And so receives as an a's. That is the opportunity. But here is the part people do not like hearing. The aircraft is not moving because of you. It is moving because of another schedule. That means your control may be limited from the start. The timing may not be ideal. The route may not be perfect. The airport pair may not match what you actually need. The baggage and passenger fit may not be right. Answer and sees you as always you and set in flight may be more fragile than a normal private jet charter. That is why empty legs are misunderstood. The internet talks about them like secret luxury bargains. That is lazy advice. An empty leg is not automatically a deal. It is a mismatch test. If your trip fits the aircraft movement, great. If your trip does not fit the aircraft movement, the discount can become irrelevant. Because a cheaper flight that does not fit your schedule is not a better flight. It is just a cheaper problem. The first thing to understand is control. A normal private jet charter is built around your trip, your timing, your route, your passenger needs, your luggage, your flexibility. An empty leg is different. You are fitting yourself into an existing aircraft movement. That can work for flexible travel. It can work for a relaxed weekend. It can work when the route is simple and your timing is loose. But if you have a board meeting, a family event, a medical adjacent trip, a tight connection, or a hard arrival window, you need to be careful. Private aviation is valuable because it gives you control. Do not throw away the control just because the price looks attractive. That is the trap. A lot of buyers see the discount first. Serious buyers look at the risk first. Sorry to interrupt your video for a moment, but this is exactly why we built the free 10-day JetMaster private jet charter course. Most people start looking at private aviation by chasing prices, hourly rates, empty legs, cheap-looking quotes. But if you do not understand the moving parts, you can make a bad charter decision very quickly. The free course walks you through the basics before you request or compare options. Costs, aircraft fit, reduzi, airfes, yadi, urzi, route planning, airport choice, safety questions, and how to prepare before you ask for a quote. You can find the link in the description and pinned comment. No pressure. It is there if you want a cleaner way to think before you charter. Alright, now let's get back to the video. Now that you understand the basic empty leg problem, let's walk through the 5 questions. Question 1. How flexible is your schedule? This is the first filter. If your schedule is not flexible, be careful with empty legs. A normal charter is built around your requested timing. An empty leg may have a narrower window. The aircraft may need to leave at a specific time. The departure may shift. The availability may depend on another client's confirmed trip. And if that other schedule changes, your empty leg may be affected. That does not mean every empty leg is unreliable. It means the risk profile is different. So ask directly, how firm is this empty leg? Can the time move? What happens if the original aircraft movement changes? Is there a backup option? If the answer is vague, do not pretend the risk disappeared. It did not. Question 2. Does the route actually fit your trip? An empty leg may look close to what you need, but close is not the same as correct. Maybe the aircraft is flying from an airport near your departure city. Maybe it is arriving near your destination. Maybe the timing is almost right. Maybe the price is attractive enough that you want to make it work. This is where people start negotiating with reality. Do not do that. If the empty leg forces you into a poor airport, extra ground travel, awkward timing, or a compromised arrival, the deal may be weaker than it looks. Private jet charter is supposed to save time and give control. If the empty leg gives back those advantages, what are you really buying? Ask, which exact airports are included? How much ground time does this create? Does the arrival airport actually serve the purpose of the trip? Will this still feel like private aviation after the compromise? A good empty leg should reduce cost without damaging the mission. If it damages the mission, it is not a smart deal. Question 3. Does the aircraft fit the passengers and luggage? Do not skip this. An empty leg may be available, but the aircraft may not be right for your group. Maybe the cabin is too small. Maybe the luggage capacity is limited. Maybe you have golf bags, skis, pets, equipment, or family luggage. Maybe the flight is longer than the cabin comfort really supports. Maybe the aircraft technically works, but it does not fit the actual experience you need. That is not a small issue. Seat count is not the same as comfort. Availability is not the same as suitability. And discount is not the same as fit. Ask, how many passengers can this aircraft comfortably handle? What luggage is allowed? Are there size limits? Is the cabin appropriate for the route length? Would this aircraft still be recommended if it were not an empty leg? That last question is powerful, because sometimes the honest answer is no. Question 4. What happens if the empty leg changes or disappears? This is the question casual buyers do not want to ask, but serious buyers ask it early. Empty legs can be fragile because they often depend on another aircraft movement. If that movement changes, the empty leg may change. If the original passenger adjusts their itinerary, the aircraft plan may change. If the operator's schedule shifts, the empty leg may no longer exist in the same way. You need to understand the cancellation and change risk before you rely on it. Ask, is this empty leg confirmed? What could cause it to change? What is the cancellation policy? What happens to my payment if it disappears? Is there a replacement aircraft option? And what would that replacement cost? This is where the cheap-looking deal can become expensive. If your backup option is a full-price charter at the last minute, you need to know that before you build the trip around the empty leg, not after. Question 5. Is the discount worth the loss of control? This is the real decision. Not whether the price is lower. Lower is obvious. The question is whether the discount is worth the trade-off. For flexible travel, maybe yes. For a relaxed trip, maybe yes. For a route where the aircraft movement matches your needs almost perfectly, maybe yes. But for important travel, the answer may be no. If the timing matters, control matters. If the airport matters, control matters. If privacy matters, control matters. If family comfort matters, control matters. If business arrival time matters, control matters. Do not chase a discount that weakens the reason you wanted private aviation in the first place. That is the mistake. People say they want private jet charter for control. Then they chase an empty leg that removes control. That is not strategy. That is price addiction. So here is the empty leg checklist. 1. Is your schedule flexible? 2. Does the route match your real trip? 3. Ilins 1 stats 3. Does the aircraft fit the passengers and luggage? 4. What happens if the empty leg changes? 5. Is the discount worth the loss of control? If you can answer those 5 questions clearly, an empty leg may be worth considering. If you cannot answer them, slow down. Because the problem is not that empty legs are bad. They are not. The problem is pretending they are normal charter with a nicer price tag. They are not that either. They are useful when the match is right. They are dangerous when the buyer ignores the trade-offs. A serious charter buyer does not ask only, how much cheaper is it? A serious charter buyer asks, what control am I giving up, and does that matter for this trip? That is the decision. In the next video, I'm going to show you private jet safety and what to verify before you trust the flight option. Because a good price, a good aircraft photo, or a convenient empty leg does not prove the option is safe, suitable, or properly understood. And don't forget, your JetMaster journey starts now.